Hey guys, Dan from Old Mr. Grey, Dan that's the Grey. I'm back with my mic standing up. It's bloody boiling today. But being as nobody asked, I thought I'd make a quick video of my favourite conspiracy theories, because we're going to get into more of that stuff soon. Some of the ones which I've enjoyed over the years, and whether I think they're real or not. And for those who watched my previous video, I didn't quit on the spot. Cooler heads prevailed, but I did tell my GM that I'm looking for another job. So it's a quick video, but my 5, it's not a top 5 video, but there's going to be 5 of them. There's like about 20 other thousand other things, conspiracy theories that I like. I'm a big conspiracy guy ever since my my first foray into X-Files back in the early 90s. I had a thing for Gillian Anderson, let me tell you. During that run, in the original run of X-Files on TV, I loved it. Loved it. I was in my early teens. And I used to collect this. I used to have these monthly books, or weekly, I think they were monthly, unexplained magazines. You'd get them sent to you monthly, and they'd send you like a binded folder. Such a nerd. Such a nerd. But I loved it. And, there'd be thing about aliens, JFK stuff, the any conspiracy you can think of. Bob Lazar was in it before everyone knew who Bob Lazar was. I think he was definitely in it. I remember them interviewing a guy. But anyway, I'm digressing. This was meant to be a short video. So far, it's not. My favorite conspiracy theories, and whether I believe them or not. I don't know why I'm giving you the guns. The moon landings. My favorite one. My favorite one because I believe them. I think it's really hard to disprove the moon landings. But what about all those photos where the crosshairs are behind rocks and stuff? Now, there is actually an explanation to that, which I can't remember. But it came out a couple of years ago that those photos were edited or manipulated to follow a narrative of the fake moon landings. I'll have to look more into that, because I do remember reading this. And you're all going to call me, oh, you're such a shill. You're such a shill for moon landings. But trust me, I believe the moon landings. I fully believe in them. Why wouldn't you? And there was a book out. It was called We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion swindle. Now, I remember people stating that, look, this was definitely a fake landing. Look, this book tells you every little detail in it. But the guy who wrote the book, he started out as like, it was just basically a piss take of like the current feelings in the population at the time, especially the American public. But apparently, since writing that book, he fully became a full-blown believer, which blows my mind. That's like going around telling everyone you're 6'4", completely lying, and then all of a sudden you think, no wait, I am 6'4". I'm not. I'm a right short ass, but that's not the point. But yeah, it's always funny when I hear about the fake. People say the moon landings were fake. This ties into my next conspiracy, which is one of my favourites, the flat earth. Now, there's a lot of people who I know, friends of mine, people I interact with online, who believe the earth is flat. If you want to believe the earth is flat, that's fine. There's documentaries out there. What's that guy? What's that guy's name? He's like one of the biggest flat earthers. I can never remember his name, and he's always so bloody sure of himself. Ugh. He made like documentaries about it, which have been ripped to shreds, by the way. He's so sure of himself. I can't remember his name. What's his name? God damn it. Behind the Curve. Directed by Mark Sargent. There's another guy. What's his bloody name? He's on the tip of my tongue. Can't find his name. Maybe he's not as famous as I thought he was in the flat earth community. But he made documentaries about it. And he is so smug. So smug. All these glowers are so fooling themselves. But did you know the sun was just a holographic picture in the sky? Off. Well, yeah, the flat earth theory, conspiracy theory, it shouldn't be called a theory. I keep on getting corrected by someone calling me when I say there's a theory. And then say, you should say hypothesis. The flat earth hypothesis is a dumb hypothesis. I know I'm going to annoy some people with that, because I know people who watch me are flat earthers, and that's fine. But I think you're just misinformed. People, scientists, 2,000 years ago knew the earth weren't flat. We knew. What was his name? Can't remember his name. Galileo? Wasn't that guy. He was the guy with the telescope. Socrates? One of them. I can't remember. This is the most informational video you'll ever find right now. But they knew 2,000 years ago that the Earth went flat. There was like a little tiny movement back then that the Earth might be flat, and the sun revolves around the Earth because we are egocentrical maniacs. Egocentrical? That's not the word, but you know what I mean. But that died off, and then I think it was only about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the flat earthers started to kick off again. And I'm pretty sure, I'll have to find this out in another video in a later date. I'm pretty sure the most recent flat earth movement started off as a piss take. Pretty sure it started off as a joke. And like we always bloody do, we took it as fact and we took off with it, and now you can't stop it. Well, it is being stopped, thankfully. There's YouTubers online who are stopping that stuff, which I love. But yeah, flat earth, it's mind-boggling. Because if you break down every single fact from a flat earth theory, they'll come up with one thing. Can't think off the top of my head now. And they say, how do you explain that, genius, in your globe-centric mind? Big round-headed mind, because that's what my head looks like. But then the rule they just came up with will break down the other rule they came up with like a month before. Their rules of the flat earth never line up. They just cherry-pick stuff. It's quite funny, actually. I know someone who I used to work with. He was so much into the flat earth. It was quite funny. And we would have arguments about it. And he wasn't a dumb guy. He was actually a smart guy. But for some reason, he was so heavily intuned in the flat earth conspiracy. It was crazy. But anyway, that's my other one. I only meant to make this a short video. Area 51. Probably my favourite one because, like I said, I started out with X-Files probably when I was like 10, 11 years old. And Area 51 was obviously a big part of that show. Same as those magazines I used to have. Area 51. Groom Lake. I believe it's the military term. But that's been going since... What's that? I almost said Boswell and like in bloody Carl Pilkington. Roswell, 1947, when that weather balloon, I believe it was a weather balloon, but who am I to say? I wasn't there. When that crash landed and the whole UFO stuff kicked off and everyone started learning about this place called Area 51. And it's been in movies, been in TV shows, it's been in magazines. Bob Lazar used to work there. He might have been just a postman, you don't know. But I'm fascinated by Area 51, and they only, I think it was only in the mid-90s or late 90s, they only acknowledged this existence, even though people flew over it, or flew close to it. Could see it from a distance. And I'm still hoping, I'm all for aliens, all for it, but I'm still hoping that in my lifetime at least, the government will actually say, well, we might have seen this. I know they're starting to right now, and it's quite fun, I must admit. But why so bloody cagey? Just admit to it. It's so annoying. Just let us go on, turn Area 51 into a holiday camp or something. I'll go. If I had the money, I would have stormed Area 51 like they did back then, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think they planned like 100,000 people to storm Area 51, but only like 10 people turned up. It's quite funny. Except for the guy doing that, like Eddie the Eagle. Only British people know who that is. I love everything to do with Area 51. There's been aerial photographs of like UFOs, and I think it was one of UFOs has actually been confirmed, like from the 70s or the 60s to the 70s, was the stealth bomber. That's where I believe most of the stuff that comes out of Area 51. I say most because I've seen Independence Day, where America wins again. My final one. I only discovered this one about 2 years ago. I think it's brilliant. I'm going to put on my glowy light for this one. I can't, I unplugged her in. But I love it. The hidden chamber behind Abraham Lincoln's nose at Mount Rushmore. I only learnt about this one 2 years ago. Now apparently there is a small, really small chamber there, which was going to house like artifacts of the Declaration of Independence, the American Civil War and stuff like that. And when the Americans defeated the British and threw all our tea into the Boston River or something. But when I learned about it, I thought that's fascinating. But the conspiracy theory is that there is a tiny chamber there, apparently. But the conspiracy is like there's a bigger compartment behind Big Old Abe's nose with like alien stuff. This is what mad with conspiracy theories. They always they have to be the maddest thing ever. You can't just have Deirdre's cookbook from 1920s in there. It has to be like alien artifacts. Documentation about alien abductions and, the true meaning to life. But I love that theory. Do I believe there's anything behind his nose? No, I don't. But I think it's a brilliant conspiracy theory. And yeah, that's it. That's my favourite ones. I got more, they're my favourite ones. I'm going to make some videos which are delving deeper into that. And for future, that's all I'm going to say is, do you know the way to Bell's Canyon? And that's it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you like this video. Leave us something new to my channel. I do this quite often. That's it. I'll be back sometime soon. Don't know when, don't know how. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye for now.